The ballroom glowed with crystal chandeliers. Waitress stopped the billionaire just before he signed a $100 million deal. It was supposed to be the biggest day of his life. Ethan Cole, the man the world called the Iron Investor, sat in the corner booth of a five-star hotel restaurant. A $100 million contract open on the table before him. The deal would make headlines. It would cement his name among the most powerful businessmen in America. But at that moment, he couldn't feel his hands. They were trembling, not from excitement, but from something deeper, something hollow. Across from him, lawyers, executives, and investors laughed, toasted champagne, and discussed projections. But Ethan's eyes were fixed on a single waitress quietly clearing a nearby table. She was maybe in her late 20s, wearing a uniform too big for her, her hair tied back neatly. There was something familiar about her face. Not her features, but her expression. The same tired determination Ethan used to see in his mother's eyes when she worked double shifts to keep their home warm in winter. And when their eyes met, she smiled. Not the forced smile of someone serving the rich, but a real one. Gentle. Human. And that was enough to make Ethan's heart ache. Before we continue this powerful story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Moments of Humanity, where every story reminds us that kindness still matters. The meeting dragged on. Ethan's pen hovered above the signature line. The CEO across from him grinned, saying, "Just one signature, Mr. Cole, and this deal is sealed. We'll own the land by tomorrow." Land. That word echoed in his mind like thunder. He remembered his assistant mentioning where that land was, a small town upstate. A manufacturing plant was planned there, but it would mean hundreds of families being displaced. The same kind of working families he came from. But he told himself, business is business. He picked up the pen. That's when the waitress appeared beside him. "Excuse me, sir," she said softly, "you dropped this." She held out a small silver locket, his mother's. He hadn't even noticed it had fallen from his pocket. His breath caught. He opened it, and there she was. His mother, smiling from the faded photograph, and sighed. The waitress hesitated, then said something no one ever dared say to him. "Whatever you're about to sign, just make sure it's something you'll be proud of." The table went silent. All eyes turned to her. One of the investors barked, "Do you have any idea who you're talking to?" But Ethan raised a hand, silencing him. He looked at the waitress, really looked. Her name tag read Samantha. "Thank you," he said quietly. She smiled again, nodded, and walked away. The room waited. Ethan stared at the contract. At his trembling hands. At the photo of his mother in the open locket. And then, slowly, he set down the pen. "I'm not signing this." The executives erupted. "You can't be serious, that's $100 million. But Ethan only shook his head. "Money's never worth losing your soul." He stood up, straightened his jacket, and walked toward the kitchen, toward Samantha. She was wiping down the counter when he approached. "You reminded me of something I forgot a long time ago," he said. "My mother used to say, if you ever forget where you came from, you'll lose where you're going." Samantha smiled. Sounds like she was a wise woman. "She was," he said. "And I think she would have liked you." Then, Ethan did something no one in that restaurant expected. He asked to speak with the restaurant owner, and offered to invest in a community fund that would provide scholarships and medical aid to struggling families in the area, including employees like Samantha. Not as a business deal, but as a promise to himself. Months later, that very restaurant became a symbol of hope in the town, a place that funded education for dozens of children. And Samantha. She was managing it now, mentoring young waiters who were once just like her. Ethan never signed the $100 million deal. But he gained something far more valuable, peace. Because sometimes, the richest people aren't the ones who make the biggest deals. They're the ones who remember what truly matters, before it's too late.